doing this to call attention of the Liberian government to this crisis. As I said, everything I do, I say people will put a political lens on it, and that's okay. But we have a national emergency, a national crisis, and we are not treating it that way. As a private citizen, a private institution, we will try to help in our own small way. But it will take the government to lead this effort, to treat the effort for the emergency that it is. It is only the government of Liberia that can stop the drugs from coming to our country. No private citizen can do that. Only the government can do that. The government is the only one that can go after the hidden hands, the big fish who are benefiting from this poison that's coming to our country. They're the only one that can put the resources at the border to stop the drugs, to work with the neighboring governments. They are the only people that can do that. On the other side, the rehabilitation, citizens can help, like Pastor Jerry is doing with this discovery program here. And as I say, in our small way, will help as well. But again, the government has to take the lead in this effort. Otherwise, we'll lose, and we are losing a whole generation of young people, which we cannot afford to do. So that's why we're calling the attention of the Liberian people, of our government. As I said in there, Liberian, we are paying the ministers. They get paid every month. The president, the vice president, legislature, they get paid every month. It is their job to address the challenges facing Liberian people. They're not doing us a favor. They get paid for what they do. They were elected to do it. They control the resources of the country, and they need to prioritize it in the right way to look after the young people of Liberia.
Mr. Cummings, my name is Delton Dole. I report for Flames TV Africa. The agency responsible to fight these drugs we're talking about is the LDA. Under the Waka and Kum administration, they have a series of change at that place. What is your take about the LDA?
Look, the LDA is clearly not functioning effectively. As you suggest, there have been a lot of turmoil. It took a long time before they appointed somebody to lead the effort. I'm not even sure there's a permanent leader there yet. I could be wrong. But that's part of the problem, right? If this is truly a national emergency, we should have a functioning DEA, LDA, a functioning one with the resources to help fight this problem. And clearly that sense of emergency, that sense of urgency does not exist today.
Mr. Cummings, I'm Francis Boye. I report for the Front-Page Africa newspaper. Do you see these guys are harm to societal peace and maintenance of sustainable development in Liberia? I mean, they are risk youth?
Absolutely. So our youth in general, right? As you know, Liberia is a young country, right? I think something like 65% are below 35. So young country, median age is 19. And that is a big opportunity, but it's also a big threat. If we're not providing skills and jobs and not growing the economy for these young people. And of course, to your point, those who are disadvantaged are even more at risk and more of a risk to us as a country. So you're absolutely correct. This is why, I'm passionate about this. This is why I know they would think this is political, but I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, I'm an uncle. And the young people of Liberia matter. And so I'm prepared to take any hits or whatever, but we have to address this issue. We have to fix it.
Mr. Cummings, before we take a leave of you, national recovery is not the only rehabilitation sector. There are other rehabilitation sectors that are across Monrovia and ethnic violence. You're thinking about extending the visit to other rehabilitation sectors across Monrovia?
We'll visit a few more, but again, let me emphasize the point that we will do what we can to call attention to the issue. We'll do what we can to help, but we can only do so much. We cannot, as an individual, as an institution, solve this problem. This problem can only be solved with the leadership and involvement of the government of Liberia. Look, for example, the government should have, and maybe they do, so I don't know, but they should have, if they don't, a database of all the recovery centers across Liberia. The government should set some minimum standards in terms of the conditions and what the programs they provide. And then the government should be providing subsidies to these centers rather than building new ones, which they're not doing, and they will claim they don't have the money to do. That's a simple way of doing it. You know, back in the day, the government, to educate people in Liberia, used to subsidize the religious schools, right? Because that was a means of making sure our young people were educated. Today we have this crisis, they should do the same, right? And it will be a faster, simpler way to get help to our young people. So yes, we are very committed to this problem. We cannot visit everyone, touch everyone. We cannot solve all the issues, but we're going to call attention to it and keep pressure on the government. Thank you very much.